long overdue, but I need to talk about an anime that I really liked on Crunchyroll called The Great Cleric, a Salaryman's Guide to Surviving Another World. It's just called The Great Cleric on Crunchyroll. Um, there's 12 episodes. It just ended not that long ago at the time of recording. I want to say almost a week, maybe. And I had finished it, but I decided to rewatch from the beginning again so I could do a review. Anyway, so basically, it's about this. Well, I mean, the title says it all, really. Is that the salaryman is kind of. We have to do, like, the isekai, what they were doing before they were isekai shit. It doesn't take too long, I don't think. But basically, he's running around doing his job as a salaryman. And, now I think about what the fuck is a salaryman? Like, a lot of isekai, like, protagonists or whatever, were like a salaryman or whatever. I'm like, is it like a businessman? Like, I don't know. I never really cared enough to look it up, to be perfectly honest. But basically, a regular Joe Schmo doing his job. And, things aren't going too well. He's going around doing, I guess, looking for clients or whatever. And he gets rejected, and he keeps going on. So we kind of first see his diligence there. And then he finally gets someone to agree. And as he's on his way back, there's this criminal. Like, I don't know what the fuck the criminal was doing. Because I thought, oh, he's, like, robbing a place. But after watching it the second time, I'm like, no, he looks like he walked out of a police station with a gun. And the policeman's clearly been shot. And, the policeman manages to tackle him, and he does so, and unfortunately, poor Joe Schmo gets shot, dies, he gets reincarnated in another world, and he kind of gets reincarnated, I think, at age 15, which is technically the adult age in this world. It's got, it's the whole magic, and there's dragons and shit, and, yeah. And he basically, it's very quick, for this, we don't even get to see the guy, we just kind of just hear their voices, which basically is, I think he says basically, other than, like, your appearance and age or something, you could choose pretty much anything else you want. So he's at age 15 in this world. Of course, he looks different from his, other worldly, his original self, previous past life, whatever the fuck we would call it. And, he decides to choose his name to be Lucille and his job class to be healer. And, he kind of just starts off, has to go to the first town, and gets to the gate, and they kind of show him in, and we learn right away, healers, pretty scorned. And the reason why is because at some point, I can't remember exactly what they said, but at some point, they've stopped being regulated, so a lot of healers charge bullshit prices, and it's this huge thing that they're now seen as, like, this corrupt money grubbers, essentially. So, thankfully no one's overtly hostile to her, like, no one attacks Lucy or anything. You scared the shit out of me, sassy dog. There's like this little nook that she can go and look out in, and I forget she goes there sometimes, so she just hops out like a... Scared the bejesus out of me. Anyway, yeah, but, like, no one attacks him or anything, but definitely there are hostile looks right away the second they learn he's a healer. Thankfully, he meets some nice people because of what a decent person he is. He ends up getting a lot of help from people. Like, he basically, because he's like, he can't really be like, oh, I'm Lucille from so-and-so village, and, like, he doesn't have fucking identification when he first gets to the gate of this town. I think the town's, like, Maritonia or something. Because he's literally fucking reincarnated as he was 3 seconds ago. So there's no real thing. So it kind of goes with, like, this lie that's not a lie, where he's like, so the place I'm from, this village, it didn't really have a name. Which, it sounds stupid if you think about it, but at the same time it does make sense, because think about it. If you're living in a very small village, how many of them are going to be named? Like, there's got to be at least some that don't fucking have a name. They would just be considered the village, wouldn't they? Kind of like how there's the suburbs or a neighborhood or something. Like it's stupid, but it makes sense at the same time. Does that make sense? So thankfully he meets this, like, she's the head of the paladin, like female paladin regiment or something. And she kind of takes him to the healer's guild. He signs up there. He stays there for a couple days. Thankfully she had paid enough for him to stay for like 10 nights or something. So he decides to kind of learn some basic healing magic from these spell tomes or whatever. And then he decides that he's going to do to find work is go to the Adventurers Guild, because obviously, like if you're a healer, the Adventurers Guild, that'd be like the best place you could market yourself to, because adventurers are always getting hurt and shit, right? Perfect idea. Of course, that's when we kind of first start learning the hostility there, because he comes in to like, excuse me. But basically what he decides is, hey, I would like to, kind of work here, and I was wondering, is it possible, since I don't have any money, if I provide healing for free in exchange, I'll get some combat training. The reason he wants to do this is because he can't defend himself. He has no real combat skills, so he wants to survive, and in order to do that, he needs, because he's learned there are monsters here and shit. So he needs to be able to basically, take care of himself. And that's kind of how he first gets into the adventurers thing, is he ends up getting room and board and food and all that stuff, and at the Adventurers Guild, and as well as training. And then he also he'll provide he'll provide free healing, essentially. So that's how he becomes stronger and makes friends there, and starts learning just how hostile the adventurers and the people are to the healers because of this, the bullshit they've been pulling. So it's basically kind of him going from there and getting stronger, meeting new people. I literally just said that. Anyway, I really like this one. It's definitely a comedy fantasy show, and what's nice is while there are a lot of girls around, it never once feels perverted or creepy or anything like that. It actually kind of plays into the plot later. Why, to some extent. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of refreshing to, like, I like harem anime, I love fantasy anime, I love comedy anime, so this works for me really well. But I've always hated the creepy, way out of bounds bullshit they pulled in those type of shows. Well, there's none of real that, which I really appreciate. Like, no one's flashing their boobs, no one's trying to cop a feel or peek at someone in the bathhouse, which I want to oh, I hate that shit so much. I don't understand why that's, like, so hot to some people. Like, no. If you're peeking on someone in the bath, I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, you deserve to get your eye poked out. I would 100% no. What's that, you're peeking? Ding! Like, if you see that in anime where it actually happens, and, like, the cathartic release and the joy I feel when they literally get their eye poked. Of course, they're always fucking fine. But still, like, just... like, haha, yes. Anyway. Kind of veered off track there a bit. But anyway, this is pretty cute anime. I really liked it. I hope we get a second season. Anybody else on Crunchyroll? The Great Cleric. Like how it scratched everything is. Bye.